Just swapped out the hood latches to stock. Friend hooked us up and gave us some free ones. That's cool. Threw these on. And also got a stock Rubicon decal coming. So I think I'm gonna take this one off right now. I think that one's coming tomorrow, but cleaned the air filter for the Ripp. That's cool. I gotta change the oil in it soon. Apparently he's got some Lucas oil. I think that's the dipstick where you fill it. I think he's got some kind of Lucas additive stuff in there right now. So I ordered a 3-pack of the Ripp oil, the Vortec V3 blower oil or whatever it is. I emailed Ripp and they said they would recommend, obviously draining what's in there because it could be damaging it, and flush it, but apparently some of the Supercharger guys said that this stuff, it's got like zinc in it and it's good for it, but I don't know. Also just did an engine oil change, so got that nice and healthy. The OEM filter, of course. Currently right now I'm trying to look at the backup camera, so I'm trying to rewire everything back there right now. Still have yet to clean the interior. Just been too busy working and everything, so strip it out and do a full detail soon. Going to do a clay bar and wash on this part of the hood whenever I install the new one. Make sure there's no like wax in the paint or anything like that. Make sure it's nice and clean. Got the Rubicon decals in. It's the silver stock color, and apparently they're licensed Mopar, so won't have any like weird textures or anything. Should be the right size and all that good stuff. Found it on eBay for a lot cheaper. So I'm using a synthetic clay bar, some waterless wash, and this paint is nasty. It needs a full clay bar and wax and polish and all that good stuff, but already kind of cleaned back here behind the latch and everything. All that build up where it wasn't washed previously. Currently putting some chemical gauze, some like leather detailer. Seems pretty good. I don't know if it like soaks in and all that good stuff and protects it, but it kind of smells like leather, and you can see what's coming off the seat and just using it to clean it. So that's cool. It definitely looks really good. Letting it soak on the driver's side there. Maybe put some on the steering wheel, get that cleaned up. Just doing little bits and pieces here at a time. You can see it kind of puts a little sheen to it. Looks nice. Looks good. So I got to do like a full interior detail, and there's like, stuff like that here and there that's popped up. And there is the stock Rubicon decals. Silver in color. I think the placement turned out perfect. Get it centered up. Got to use a heat gun to kind of do like the final cure for it, but it's got some like tiny air bubbles here and there. Yeah, I think it turned out really good. Nice and center, nice and fresh. Currently out here, got the soapy water, some old greaser in there. The brush, got it soaking. I'm about to clean the top of the Jeep because I just rinsed it off, but you can tell it's dirty. Hadn't been cleaned in a long time. So I'm gonna give it a nice scrub down and let it be clean so it doesn't sit and bake in the sun. Then give it a nice wash and clay bar. Whew, out of breath. probably just laid up here for about an hour and scrubbed it with the more serious brush, then the rag, rinsed, did the clay bar. I did sections at a time, so I did this part halfway about to right there, and then the back. Yeah, these painted tops are pretty slippery, but it's nice and clean now, so I'll know that when it's baking in the sun, it won't be baking all that nasty lake water dirt or whatever's on there. Just cleaned the mass airflow sensor. I think that's what this is anyways. Sprayed it off real good with some brake clean. I don't know why it was unplugged though. You can see the electrical connector there for it. It's supposed to go in that rubber grommet right there, but it was just left hanging down like that. So hopefully there's not a problem with it. I guess we'll find out. I'm gonna plug it in and see if it runs any better, gets any better MPGs or whatnot. Time to change the oil on the Ripp. Dipstick is either broken or cut off, I guess. I don't know. Hopefully it's the other end of it's like not down in the actual supercharger. That would not be good, but I'm gonna drain it now. Should just be able to just drain it into a cup, or this quart right here should be plenty. So some Lucas oil or some Lucas trans additive or something like that was recommended by the previous owner is what is in there now. It's probably been in there for like 6,000 miles or something. Got that Ripp stuff right here, and hopefully this should flush it out, and then change it again, probably flush it, and end up using this whole thing right here just to make sure we got the right stuff in there, and it'll run good and all that for a while. It's kind of brown looking. I don't know what color the Ripp stuff is yet, but I think it's like bluish purple. But almost looks like gear lube. It's not like burnt or anything bad looking, so at least that's a plus so far. Just drain it straight into the quart. Wiring up a new radio for the TJ. As you can see, went ahead and just kind of like testing it with some butt connectors. Just trying to make sure it works, because the previous radio, this harness was spliced in to the factory Jeep harness. So that means I had to look up a diagram, see which wires were for what coming from the Jeep, and convert it to the aftermarket harness, which is in this booklet. So that took a little bit of time, but it wasn't really bad. This one's for speakers, and this one is for power and whatnot. So this is a like not less than $100 radio. It's Apple CarPlay off eBay. Pretty cool. Watch some videos. It's got a lot of options. You know, USB, GPS, backup camera, you know, subwoofer hookup, all that stuff. So it's super cool. Only thing I had to do was run a ground wire, which is this one, down to the cigarette lighter wire. I just spliced it into the plug. I didn't actually have to strip any wires for that.